And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host Ray. With me as always, we have Fada.
We still smoking that Vinny Pack.
We got Dion.
You didn't even say hi to niggas before you started recording, you motherfucker.
I did.
Your mic must have been muted.
I did, but my mic was muted. But this is why we got the intros. We got D Wolf.
Yo, what's good?
And last but not least, we have the lovely Crystal.
Hola.
How's everybody doing?
Grand as always.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little depressed because I keep finding these sad ass stories on the news and shit, like big of a shit they're trying to bring here.
Yeah, man, people are losing their damn minds and shit. You know?
I literally read about 3 stabbings in the past 2 days, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's all over child support too.
There was
before. Go ahead.
I was gonna say there's that one. There was this crazy bitch in Hawaii, and someone who got stabbed. What was it? Maybe like 20 minutes from my job, off in Clinton, at a gas station. So people are just shanking people.
Yeah, the one in Hawaii, is kind of messed up. That was really because they was broken up for like 2 years, and she just walked into the nigga house.
It was like a couple of months. They said it was like a couple of months, like 2 months removed, and he was with someone else, and she just went off on him and the new chick.
Yeah,
the one that stung me when I read about it was the one crazy bitch in New Orleans.
Is that the one where she lost custody of her kids, so she stabbed them?
Yeah, killed one. The youngest one survived. Man.
Yeah, I hate to see people go out like that. It's like this is how you know, like the hood needs some help, and it's very mental. So, what was I was going to say? Before we get to some of the topics, I want to, and we can make this real quick. It's like it's one of these do you cares or not? Do y'all care that they raided Donald Trump's house after he went on vacation and looked for shit?
I mean, like all the shit he was talking and all the shit he was perpetuating. What the fuck did he think was gonna happen?
My question is, what took so long? That's my question. What took so long?
What did he perpetuate?
Like, bruh, I don't know why Trump is acting so surprised and shit like that. Like, you knew what
they're
you
still
did.
Going at him for. They're still going at him for starting that shit at the Capitol.
Which he didn't.
Which he started.
He didn't start? Oh, okay. Never mind.
He did start it.
How did he start it, yo? That's just funny.
Bruh, yo, he's the inspiration. He knows his power.
No, he didn't need to tell those people to do that, but what did he say that made those people act stupid and do what they weren't supposed to do and do the opposite of what he was saying they should do?
You know what? I'm gonna take it a step further. He didn't have to say shit.
You do. If you're the lead, you have to talk to these people.
What I'm saying is he's a cult of personality. He does not have to say shit. He does not have to say shit. His platform was already established even before he got to the White House.
Nah. And even though it's unrelated, shout out to CM Punk.
Nah, what you mean, nah? Even before he got to the White House, there were people that were openly going against the Republican Party in terms of getting him into office.
Wait, say that again?
No, what I'm saying. Oh, let me reword it. Okay, so you know how they say you have Republicans, then you have Trump supporters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my point. He already had a platform before he got to the White House. When he got to the White House, he was emboldened by the fact that he was head honcho, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was the executive branch.
Okay.
So, like, you look at his presidency throughout the 4 years, the wild shit this man has said, the wild policies this man has I mean, we saw it.
I'm trying to figure out what's wild.
Huh?
What was wild? What did he perpetuate?
What do you mean? What did he perpetuate? Look at the Trump supporters. Look at the shit they talk about.
What?
QAnon.
Okay. He perpetuated that?
Yes.
Okay.
What?
There was a whole.
I know they support him, but he's not perpetuating. I never heard him advertise it or anything.
You can't say he's not perpetuating it. That motherfucker verbatim perpetuated that shit.
What? Every time I heard him ask him, every time I heard people ask him about it, he always stepped away from that shit.
Well, yeah.
I've never heard him outside of an interview or in an interview say.
He refused to talk about it because he knew everyone knew he had a hand in that shit. Come on, man.
Wait, had a hand in what? In the Q thing? Because I know the Q thing is bullshit, but I've never heard him perpetuate that, and I'm like, what did he do? I was always of the thought of what did he do, and why are people mad? I don't get it because
I think at this point the question is what did he do?
So this might seem minor, but he has retweeted QAnon backed rhetoric, and he's very he's very casual about it. He's not gonna admit it verbatim, I'm a QAnon supporter. But
I'll give an example.
He does have sympathies towards the movement.
I'll give you an example of what matches when it comes to him and Q, the whole QAnon thing. When it comes to the whole pedophile ring thing, that's been ringing before we heard Epstein's name, and that stuff Q's been saying, and also. He didn't have to say it because once he got into office, also one of the first things he's done was put an end to, well, at least attempt to put an end to human trafficking. He's made the most arrests when it came to human trafficking and pedophilia as a president when he came in. So if he retweets things like that, that's going to match, of course, QAnon stuff. And that's how they got a lot of the supporters to even fall for the QAnon stuff, because a lot of the things he was spouting is the same things they were spouting. That's why I'm like, this is a whole mind game to get people to act stupid, like the MAGA movement and all that stuff. I've never seen him or heard him actually say, yeah, Q's my guy, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I've looked, I've never seen it. And he's always disavowed it and this and the other. But of course, there are going to be things that match. That's how they get you. They do that with the other side deals with that too. There's radicals on, like, there are people who actually believe in Joe Biden, right? But there are also people that's far left, that's out of their mind that follow him. But we know we can't always associate the followers with whomever is leading just because certain talking points match up. So that's why I'm like, what did he perpetuate? Like when I was witnessing the whole January 6th thing, I've seen that from beginning to end. I've seen the speech. I saw it live. I saw when they went. His speech wasn't even done when it was done. They were walking. They didn't even go halfway before they started breaking in. And I was watching it live. I was home that day. So that's why I'm like, that's why he never got in trouble, because people are like, what did he do? He said exactly what he told the people that were supposed to be there to do. Stay there and let your voices be heard. Now, fast forward to all the investigations and all the independent recordings of the event. We have, and look what's on the news now. The whole, what Ray just asked, the whole FBI thing. FBI fucking agents were within the crowd telling people, we should break in, we should go in, blah, blah, blah. And there are people in the crowd saying, nah, what you doing? Nah, that's not why we're here. But still, there's some dumbasses that will listen to that who are really feeling Trump, who really feel like they need to do something that rolled in, because that's all it takes. It's the same thing that happens in with Antifa and every rioter and all that shit. Is always take that one fucking agent that they always send in to make things worse for whatever movement. So you always have the perspective of radicals for no matter whom.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, do you think that Trump, right? Do you think that Trump has sympathy towards QAnon followers? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Totally. Because a lot of the QAnon followers, the ones that aren't in the know but believe in everything they say, they truly believe it. And like I said, a lot of things match up with what QAnon says and what Trump has been doing. But it's not everything. It's not all the radical bullshit that they're doing. It's not the white supremacy, all that shit that, that's not what he's about, but that's who follows him, though. You understand? And I noticed that because I'm like, there are going to be assholes who follow you. There are assholes who followed me. I remember when my YouTube channel started blowing up, I didn't ask for these people. But and I had to be in the comments being like, nah, don't be like that, this, that, and the other. Especially when I went live a couple of times. This guy was like, I was talking about the whole Ariel casting for Little Mermaid. And one dude he's just going off on gay people for some reason. And I'm like, that's not why, you need to calm down here. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm trying to say here. You got to look at the people who are involved, and that's what I do. Because I know his speech. I know what he's talking about. He's talking about the votes and this and the other. He knew Mike Pence stabbed him in the back. He was pissed. So he's like, yo, go out there and let yourself be heard, yo. Let them know that you know what they're doing. And they even fucking make it, yo. And it shit started. Because I'm like, wait, how's that? Wait. Because I remember. And when the next day came and they were bullying, I was like, they didn't even reach. The people who were talking to, they didn't even fucking reach. And the people who were already there before the shit went down, all they were doing was singing hymns all day. And they arrested old women and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
But honestly speaking, you and I both know Mike Pence was not about that life. Come on now.
About what life?
Them not storming the Capitol, but like a lot of the shit that like Trump was trying to, he wasn't gonna go all in.
Oh, you mean for Trump?
Yes.
Oh, hell no. No, I found out about that. Funny enough, I found out about that a day before. A day before, I found a post saying, yo, Mike Pence is going to turn on him tomorrow. I was like, nah. And lo and behold, that shit happened. And I'm like, okay, well, and these are the people, it's okay. Yeah.
Nah, yeah,
because he's a religious zealot anyway, and I don't trust. I'm those
like,
people.
Wow, religious zealot. Yeah, that's a new one.
Mike Pence.
Yeah, I mean,
and this fool's gonna try to run after what he did. I'm like, good luck with that. I don't know what you trying to do.
I don't know why. I don't know why he was trying to run after that. There was no way.
Stupid.
Come on,
he's stupid. I mean, all right, let's believe the narrative that the Trump supporters all let him like destroy the Capitol and this and the other, right? The reason they were mad was because of you, sir. But you think you could run and get those votes back? And you think all the Democrats and leftists going to all of a sudden fall to your side? You're a Republican, and you're a religious one at that. You're not getting anything. So I'm like, yeah, thank you. So I'm like, what are you doing? Every time I see that he's running, I start laughing. I'm like, this makes zero. What is this a game? That's why I start questioning all of this. Like, are we just watching that? Is this WWE? Like, but in politics, for real? Bro, because none of this shit makes sense. And when I saw this raid thing, I was like, what y'all get? What does this do? This, first of all, is the first time this ever happened in history. So you make yourself look stupid because you found nothing. You're saying this about this. You already tried to impeach him while he was out of office. Like, that made sense. That didn't do anything. Then we already have a problem with the FBI. We already know their fucking history, but you're gonna go ahead and raid his house and find nothing. What the hell is going on? Yo, and they're doing some illegal shit saying the lawyers can't be there and shit like that. You can't be in the house. They went up on the safe was empty. What were y'all looking for? It seems to me it's either this is all a game or they're afraid of something. Because we see what's going on this with the primaries and shit, this whole red wave and all that stuff. Yo, these people are going nuts.
I mean, this is the same. I mean, we both saw Trump got millions of votes during that election. Like, He got millions of motherfucking votes. That's not just gonna go away. That was my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that people was out there celebrating when he lost, and I'm like, why are y'all celebrating when the nigga got millions of votes? You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta look at this shit for what it is. It's not just, oh, you know, Biden won, we're free, because nigga, we're not. Like the fuck. You know what I'm saying? And also another thing about Mike Pence, bruh, I'm not even gonna hold you. The only relevant thing I've ever seen Mike Pence do was have a fly land on him during that.
Yo, how did I know you're gonna say? Yeah, you're right.
That's the only relevant. I cannot name a policy. I cannot name.
Back and said that was a sign this was gonna happen.
Anything. Why is that the only thing I know about this man? And this man was president. What the fuck?
I just remember the ongoing jokes about him not liking gay people. That's what I remember.
Oh, Mike Electric Fence Pence? Is that what you're talking about?
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes hard on that shit too. He was like, I will never he was like, I'm never having a meeting with any woman alone and this and the other. I don't talk to her and shit like that because he's highly religious. Highly religious. Supposedly, because you know how people like that normally are. Well, how they're revealed to be, especially when they're in politics. They'll be the ones that'll tap each other's shoe in the fucking bathroom stall and shit. So I never trusted those people. So when I heard that he was gonna stab him in the back the next day, I was like, well, knowing what that dude is, yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, because I dug into this. I shared it all on Facebook. I seen all the angles, that Ashley Babbitt thing. I'm like, okay. They try to hide who shot her and all that. I'm like, okay. Because I think I brought it up before. He's already gotten, the guy that shot her he left his gun in the bathroom and didn't get in trouble because I guess he was a quota hire. So then they're surprised when he shoots somebody. But he didn't get in trouble, which is funny. Yeah.
If Dick Cheney didn't get in trouble, I wouldn't expect him to get in trouble either.
I think his daughter saved his reputation, Dick Cheney. If she wasn't gay, it would have been way over for him a long time. That's why he's still relevant.
I was not expecting y'all to go on that tangent, but I'm glad y'all went on that tangent. My other do you give a shit is do y'all care that Brittany Griner got 9 years for a weed pen?
No, okay.
Is it more than a weed pen? Because she had the papers for it. For what I see, she had the papers for it and everything.
Yeah. She what? She what? I didn't even know that. She had it forged?
No, she had
for it. Oh, you see it? I was about to say, then yeah, it has to be Russia's laws then. That could open
9 years for a weed pen?
Yeah, man. Russia don't play. They don't want.
I do understand.
They don't want
that
no debauchery. They don't want nothing.
I do understand that other countries are very harsh when it comes to laws and some shit like that, but for weed pen, for vape,
and I think that was a fuck you to America by Putin. That's why she ain't going on. It's clearly that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's talk about why she was even stuck in Russia to wind up in that predicament to begin with.
She was trying to play basketball.
Yeah. She plays seasonally because they pay. I think they pay her more, right? They pay her more, right?
Yeah, they pay more overseas than they do over here.
But what people don't understand,
I get that, but then why the hassle as far as her trying to get back home and shit?
Say again?
Because
why she?
I said I get that. Okay, yeah, she went over there to, to play or whatever for the extra money, whatever. But like, my whole thing is just all the bullshit in terms of trying to get back home to begin with.
So now she's talking shit. I don't know why she asking for help from the same people she's talking shit to. And they're willing to trade a terrorist for her. That's crazy. And the thing is, we don't know about WNBA until something like this happens. Who thought about? Nobody. I didn't even hear. I never heard this woman before this.
I know who Brittany Griner is.
I never heard.
It's just because I watch sports, To watch college basketball. I knew who she was for like a long time. So like I would say out of all six, like I'm gonna say 1 out of 6 people know who the fuck Brittany Griner is, and the only reason I know is because I do watch sports.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason I know who the fuck she is. She's like the first woman to be dunking and shit consistently. Because she's like 6'8". So.
That's a big bitch. But anyway, um, there's been this whole thing ever since Bill Burr said something about how feminists failed the WNBA. There's been this whole thing I've been seeing going on across the internet. Just all these different discussions about why the WNBA like hasn't risen in popularity. Why there's a lot people have to say in regards to that.
You know what people don't know about it, that the WNBA was actually on Lifetime television for women. They used to put the WNBA games on Lifetime. It wasn't just on ESPN. It was on Lifetime. So it was on the women channels, and they still didn't watch.
But what's funny is
that's Crystal. It was on Lifetime. Don't ask me how I did this. Probably because I was watching the Golden Girls marathon. But
I have to. I'm sorry. I have to know. I know you said not to ask, but I have to know. It's the fact that not just the fact that it's even women's sports, but something sports related in general was playing on Lifetime of all channels. Fucks with me so fucking hard.
That's why, honestly, Bill Burr's little stand up about the women fell in the WNBA is very, because, like he said, it's a women's sport. You women should be supporting it, but now y'all supporting Real Housewives and shit. So I don't know. I've never been to a Washington Mystics game, so I don't know if any of y'all ever been to.
And they just recently won a championship, and nobody fucking knew.
Actually,
I mean, again, as a sports fan like yourself, you knew, but I'm talking about like general fucking population. Was just like, wait, what?
I don't even think they got a parade, because I was like, yo, when is the parade?
No, they won the game. There was the usual post game celebration when everybody owned the trophy and all that shit, and then that was the end of it. There was no big celebration for the Mystics like that I know of after that. Wait, they did? Okay, never. Over my head, I missed it. Apparently, they did have a parade. My lady just confirmed. It wasn't made known like that then.
I don't know.
But the other thing I was gonna, and I was gonna ask about this as a final thought, but fuck it. One lady talking about the whole thing with the WNBA was talking about how the players and shit in the WNBA are basically kept women, because most of their funding comes from the NBA and other men's sports, basically throwaway money.
Yeah, that's how they got the league in the first place.
Yeah, so again, they're basically kept women. And I just wanted thoughts on that statement.
But like, they always said, hey man, sell tickets. Sell tickets. People will fucking buy it. All right. Last thing, we can get to the topics. Y'all care about Doja Cat being bald?
Bald where?
Oh.
On her head. Where else?
Where else would she be bald? What?
Nasty old man.
It's a joke. Bro, it's not that big of a deal. She don't most of the misses wear wigs anyway.
Now, the only thing I'm gonna say about that is that Britney did it first.
Word. Leave Britney alone.
Leave Britney alone.
But I don't know. She might be going through something. Maybe not. I don't know. But all I know is just make good music. That's all I care about.
Thanks.
She looked like cannabis. That's all I'm gonna say. She does.
Stop.
Ain't shit.
Stop.
You ain't shit.
You can't say she don't look. She shaved the eyebrows off too. So I was like, I ain't know. Honestly, when I first saw it, I thought it was Charlie Villanueva. But
Jeez.
I don't know. Yeah, if y'all looked up a picture of Charlie Villanueva, y'all probably laugh. But I thought that was Charlie Villanueva. But you know what? If she's going through stuff, I hope whatever she was going through it, because I know she was talking about how much she hated hair or having hair or some shit like that. But did the eyebrows have to go too? It was like,
yeah, bro, it's hair.
Their hair.
Eyebrows don't fuck with nobody.
Hey, man.
It do if you got a unibrow. But anyway.
She ain't had a unibrow. Oh no,
That's besides the point.
I think Doja Cat's a weirdo, but she's a weirdo that people love. So she could probably get away with shit like this, and people will love her.
She's the kind of weirdo that she'll try to stab you, and then if she just has to stab you, you'll be fine. She'll stitch you back up and smile and give you an ice cream. That's the kind of crazy people that we need nowadays. The ones that don't try to kill you, they just kind of like hurt you just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Is this the voice of experience, Crystal?
So
you know what? You ain't shit for saying that.
Someone like that.
She's a good kind of crazy. I just think that she's a little bit bipolar. And when she does something, she does need an audience to encourage her to do it more. That's all. But, people are still alive around her. No one's missing. Right?
That we know of.
I swear to God, and I'm not being mean when I say this, she lucky she fine as hell. Well, people, I think that's why people tolerate her, or else people be calling her a fucking weirdo and shit. That and her fan base will probably cuss you out, but I don't think no one's afraid of fucking Doja Cat fans.
The prettiest girls are usually weird as fuck.
Dion?
What?
No comment.
You say that because you said no comment because you couldn't come up with a rebuttal. You know what I'm saying is true. Anyway.
Okay, all right. Now on with the show. The first topic I wanted to talk about was have y'all heard that they're not going to indict the lady that admitted she lied about Emmett Till whistling that she's in jail time?
Yeah, I saw that.
Why not?
Yeah, I wanted y'all thoughts about that. They're not even trying to pursue.
There's no statutes of limitation. What's it called?
Statute of limitations.
There's no statutes of limitations on murder.
Yeah, but complexion for the protection.
Right. They probably use, she's old. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, she's old. Don't you think she suffered enough? Maybe she had to live through the fact that she lied on a little boy.
She had a happy life. Stop playing.
Have a heart. How would you feel if your 90-year-old
Bill Cosby old ass? Y'all let Bill Cosby old ass rot in that jail like a year and a half. He's gonna say something.
Bro, I'm pretty sure there are black men her age in jail that are only in there for weed.
Right.
Promise you.
I'm pretty sure there's still black men in jail from white women lying on them. Lying on them.
Man, listen.
Land of the free.
I don't know. It made me so sad because I was like, I hope they go after her. It's like, yeah, let her old ass rot in jail. It was like, y'all did this to, like I said, this to Bill Cosby. And he, whether you think he did it or not, that nigga wasn't even supposed to be in there. At least she could at least look at a damn jail cell and some shit like that. Like this could be you. It's like, but nah, we got this shit. I don't. Okay.
Sounds about white. That's all I got to say about that. That sounds about white.
Sounds about white. Sounds about white. Yeah. I was going to be disappointed, but at the same time, I'm not surprised.
It is disgusting though, the fact that she was able to live and Emmett Till wasn't. And like, bro, even when people said it happened so long ago, it really didn't. Like, it really did not happen that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
When you put it into context. And you know, it was a story that was like, it was in the newspapers. Like, this was a national story because the mother wanted everybody to see what this country did to her fucking son. And the reason why I say country is because look at the results now. She's not getting, punished. They literally said, yo, we're not punishing her. So, Emmett Till dying, is justified in a way. So the entire country, like, bruh, the entire country needs to, if they really want change, like they really need to rally together just for the precedent. You know what I'm saying? Just to say that, oh, this is something that should never happen again to anybody's child. But since Emmett Till, is black, they're not going to do that. So it's not no different than what it was fucking back then.
I think that only educated people of color should even, put something together and rally, because I feel like the ignorant ones, they go to rob stores and shit. I'm just putting that out there because I feel like people fucking what? I'm
Crystal, I don't know if you saw
them new niggas over yonder.
I don't know if you saw, Crystal, but there were people that ran up on her house before the indictment or before they refused to indict. There were people that ran up at her residence saying, yo, you need to go to jail. Like, why the fuck are you still free?
But for what? For what?
Hey, man.
Arrested?
Yeah, I guess it's a pull-up summer.
People who are educated, they pull moves like Beyonce with Khalees. They pull moves like Michael Jackson with Eminem. They don't do this fuck nigga shit. I'm tired of it. So if they want Emmett Till to be sanctified and get back his life, what the fuck has he died for? People look at him as a fucking martyr. He didn't ask to do that. Why the fuck do we not own half of the shit that is in that community that bitch lives? If you really want to get back at this bitch for lying on a little boy while her generation gets to live from generations to come, how about you look in the community and you buy up everything around this bitch? Anything that her kids have, you buy up anything that they have hands in. Until they make shit right in the fucking community where Emmett Till fucking lived. Until that happens, the only thing a dumbass nigga could do is run up on the house and get arrested. And that goes against all my hustling ethics.
But Crystal, we ain't got no money.
Tired of seeing our face, yo.
We ain't got no money.
Tired of seeing our face.
Oh Lord, we ain't got no money.
You know what I would do if I saw a black person getting arrested because they decided to run up on this bitch's house?
Uh-oh.
I would fucking laugh. What kind of dumbass shit is that? That's like going to war without tools. You're like, yeah, shoot me, because I'm the biggest target, so shoot me right here. Dumbass. Then you get killed and then there's a protest for that. The fuck? I just can't. I can't do it.
Free Mr. Clark. Free Mr. Clark.
Yo.
No, it has to be organized. And, anybody can pull this tape and say that I sound like a terror. And I don't want to say the end of it because then people will put words in my mouth. But I'm just saying, I'm just tired of seeing dumbass shit. If you really want to pull proper moves, you don't do stuff like that and make us look stupid. They already think we're stupid. That's why I said, let the educated black people, the people that actually can move like Malcolm X, and let them take over. Because everybody else, I don't know what y'all be angry because y'all got fired the next day or some shit, and then be like, you know what? I feel like protesting. Okay, nigga. So we're not going to talk about all your anger issues and how you're using the BLM movement to be an accessory to your fuckery. Like, we're not going to talk about your anger issues, right? We're going to use this. The fuck out of here. I'm done.
Yeah.
In conclusion, be smart about it.
And that's your complete dose.
But D Wolf, we ain't got no money.
I love it.
You buy kicks, flat screen TVs, cars, all that shit. You can't sacrifice and pull together as a community and deal with this bitch and the whole racist problem we got to deal with. It's always an inconvenience when you have to do something for the cause, but you could be violent. You protest all day, but when it comes to putting in the work though, and research and find out how did they do this to us, we got to find a way to usurp their power and get back at them. Nobody does that.
It does hurt me though. It does hurt me to know that she won't be indicted on charges. As she is, I don't give a fuck because nobody cares when it's a different ethnic group. Okay? Mm-hmm. But I feel like if we had more of our children in the judicial system, she would have been indicted. I just think that this is just a wake-up call. So things are not in favoritism of certain races and certain things. And it's not even a race thing, it's about money. We know that money talk. We've seen it. We see day and night. If you walk through New York City, you can clearly fucking see the communities that look like they're protected, but they're not. They're being profiled. And the communities that are not being profiled, but they're protected. The difference is you don't have to worry about a cop being stationed at the end of your block versus a neighborhood with cops all over the fucking place. And if somebody spit, they're arrested because they're littering. That's the difference. That is the fucking difference. It's about money. Now we have it. It's just it's not going into our community. It's not being flipped in our community.
Wealth is supposed to be shared, not hoarded.
Right, but we need to find out how they're hoarding it so we can play that game too. A lot of people are angry at the fucking game, not knowing how to play it. And then worry about, hey, why are they doing this? Because they're hiding dices and cards and all this shit to win the fucking game. We need to find out what the fuck they're doing. And one way not to do it is to run up on someone's house that they actually own the property to. That's the biggest wrong way.
Definitely shoot your ass.
And be justified in it, because there's rules to the fucking game. We just need to follow it. But nobody wants to follow it. They use the fact that they're black and somebody might protest for them as a reason to keep doing fuckboy shit. So, okay. I'm actually disturbed, but nobody's doing anything. So, whatever.
All right. Any last words before we move on to the next topic?
Rest in peace, Emmett Till. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
you did not deserve to die the way you did, and yeah, it is sad.
Big facts. Speaking of ignorant shit and ignorant rappers, we've already discussed the part about a lot of the rappers dying, so we're not going to get into that part. But there's been a couple of rappers that's used to. Either used to or still make gangster music, been speaking out about the violence in the community and telling people to put their guns down. One of them being Gucci Mane and the other one being 21 Savage. Now, there are people that's, commending them or, telling people to stop the gun violence because too many people are dying. Boosie is another one, if I'm correct. But yeah, to stop the violence. And there are other people that are saying like, right message, wrong messenger. So, do y'all feel like this is right message, wrong messenger, or do you feel like maybe these are the people that probably speak to the street niggas or the people that are killing, doing all the killings?
I think this is a case where both sides are right. I think so. I'm gonna say it like this, right? Like with 21 Savage and Gucci Man, like speaking out on it. I think that in a way it is relevant because of the type of music that they make. But we also have to understand that this music was what is made because they're speaking on their realities. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, there's other people that could also say, like, yo, so you know that like people are dying in the streets, you know that like there's a lot of pain and there's a lot of suffering where you from. Why are you still perpetuating that? You know what I'm saying? It's one of those cases where both sides kind of have a point. But I will say it is important for those in the streets to like listen to rappers that say that, only because they may not have another like reference that they look up to as much as like a 21 Savage or a Gucci Man. So I do think that like it is important for their voices to be heard when it comes to that. But at the same time, you can't get mad if someone is like, yo, this is kind of like hypocritical. You know what I'm saying? Because they kind of do have a point. I don't know if that makes sense, but
No, I get you. I get you. Anybody else?
We should start by calling out the gangster rappers who don't know about that life but pretend to be. Start with them. Start with them first because they don't know. Because we only want to hear about the ones who know, and then they tell us, let's not, those when we were in school and they used to visit the school after they change your life around. You want to hear from them. You don't want to hear somebody that was a pretender and you know. So we'll start with these people, phase them out first because they're the worst when you're lying about it and acting like you're hard, and you got whoever listens to you doing shit that they're not supposed to do. Let's phase them out first. Then we'll have the discussion with the actual gangster rappers.
To quote Eddie Griffin, never mind who the messenger was, did you get the damn message? That's how I'm looking at
Indeed.
this.
Uh-huh.
Krista, you want to go? You have any thoughts?
Um, I just want to make sure I'm understanding what was the what about Gucci Mane?
He basically made a rap song about telling people to put the guns down, stop killing rap. But I don't know if you ever watched his verses between Jeezy because he done killed the man himself out of self defense. But at the verses he did that diss song to Jeezy and basically was like what's his name, Pookie? It was like smoking on a Pookie pack or some shit like.
I'm sorry.
And like a lot of people look at him as a hypocrite for that because it's like, damn, at the verses you was smoking on the Pookie load package, some shit like that. Now you don't want to tell people to put the guns down.
I get it. So a lot of people probably idolize this man. So the fact that he's actually saying something positive, it's disturbing to their fucking ears because they're like, wait a minute. He's actually telling us to put the guns down. Well, we don't want to put the guns down, so maybe we should make him sound bad and call him out to be a hypocrite. This usually happens around ignorant ass motherfuckers because when you hear something positive out of somebody idolized full of negativity, of course you're gonna be. It's easier to talk about busting guns and being all gangster because you an egotistical asshole with no balls. So when it's a man with balls that actually says, hey, maybe we should put the guns down. Maybe we should get our education. Y'all quick to put the man down. So what is he supposed to do? Keep talking about busting guns when you know he's living in a fucking mansion? Get the fuck out of here. Now that's hypocritical. If he was still in the fucking streets, I could see where the animosity comes. But this is a man with money. He's changed his life around. He's changed it more so. He changed it in a place that everybody said that he couldn't. And he came out a star. Better than when he went in. So for a man, anytime to speak anything positive, I don't give a fuck. It's positive. And it's coming from the main person that contributed to why Black women are called bitches, why our Black boys and sons and stuff is dying in the fucking street. If it's a grown-ass man that used to talk a lot of negativity, who's now saying to put down the fucking guns, wake the fuck up, leave him the fuck alone. Would you rather him say negative shit? Yo, just keep abortion on for these motherfuckers that think.
Yo,
because I'm sick of this shit.
Jesus.
Well, damn. Crystal, you are on fire today.
Someone's in a mood. Whew.
I'm just hungry.
Okay, that's hungry. Well, okay.
That ain't. Huh. Okay, hungry for what? Because damn.
Hungry for blood. What's the whole saying that makes you pain? Hungry for blood. Hungry for. I'm just plain old hungry. But okay. My opinion on this. Okay, I'm glad that some of the rappers are talking because maybe they are the ones that could be the ones that reach the people. Now, my thing is, it's one thing to rap about it. One thing to say, oh, we should put the guns down. It's another thing you can start doing stuff like a lot of these rappers, got millions. I understand you giving them to the charities and all that other stuff, and charity is cool, but I also feel like you should be able to like give opportunities out, like what Hammer used, like what MC Hammer used to do for his people. He used to take his people with him. It's just to make sure they stayed out the streets. There's other. I think there's other rappers you could like start businesses. I know most people start businesses, and y'all remember I think it was on Netflix. Y'all ever watched that show Killer Mike had on Netflix?
Nah.
He what he did and what I think it was like real creative because he took some Crips and some Bloods and got them instead of just like doing selling drugs and all that stuff. He got them to start a business selling soda. So they were selling like Crip soda and like blood pop and all that and stuff, and they made a profit. So I always thought that was we should do stuff like that. I feel like if we put more opportunities in the ghetto, I hate saying the ghetto like that, but if we put more opportunities in the hood where there's not a lot of opportunity because like back then like trade jobs was the thing, like you could at least been a plumber or a welder or construction or something like that. You should put these opportunities right back into the community and some shit, like make jobs and all that. Hire black like that's what I'm saying, have black owned business, black people in there, so people don't be selling dope or having to kill each other. So maybe we should talk to young boys and give them at least make them feel like they're worth something, because I know some of these kids don't feel like they worth a damn, and that's why they fucking they like for shit like this. So I feel like you could you gotta do more, just like how they did in the 90s. It's the self-destruction, and then they try to do it in media, especially in the black shows like Family Matters. I know they had an episode on gun violence. I know there was a couple Rock. If anybody remember Rock.
Oh yeah, he went hard on that. Yeah,
that last season he went fucking hard. And side note, one of Clifton Powell's like strongest acting roles too, because Clifton Powell, like he know how to play a fucking bad guy.
They try to make him make it silly, and he was like, "I'm not having it, yo. I'm not having it." They wanted to make it go the route of Family Matters with Steve and the whole, the creative, all that crazy shit. Nah. Respect for him, like, yo. He didn't care what those white people.
Like if you go watch them old episodes of Rock, especially that last season, he tackled that issue hard, like hard. And but shit that give opportunities so they won't have to go in the streets, kill each other and shit. I like that Killer Mike shit. I like the fact that the Crips and Bloods was competing, and without them having to kill each other. It was just like, okay, who can sell the most sodas? That's fucking healthy competition where no one has to die. And another side note, and this is a real stretch. I know, like, a lot of people was talking about defund the police. It was like, if they do defund the police, it's like, what would you do? My crazy ass idea was get the gangs to fucking police the neighborhood. That's a fucking stretch. But I feel like if done right, you know, it could be done well.
It used
At
to
least,
be,
you
yeah.
know,
Hey yo, low key that could work.
Yeah.
yeah.
Considering so
Well,
much shit that goes on in these streets, man, that could low key work.
it could low key. Well, because at least Crips started like it came from the Black Panthers. You know, you had the Black Panthers where they was policing the police, and the like anybody knows the Black Panthers. They did a lot of shit for the fucking neighborhood. You know, just to show people, hey, you know, there's value here. So all I wanted, you know, if these rappers are going to go that route, it's more than just telling people to put the guns down. You got to show them an opportunity. Like if you show them there are bigger opportunities than being a gangster and all that shit, these people will follow.
Like
That's why some of these people want to be. That's why some of these people want to be rappers and ball players now, because that's all the lucrative and all the money is and all that shit. But anybody could tell you only a few people make it. But everybody want to be a rapper or a ball player. Also, and maybe this just me, get some doctors and lawyers and some shit in the hood. I feel like we should be having like mentoring programs for people that want to be doctors and lawyers and all that other stuff. Just to
hell yeah.
there's ways of doing it. Go ahead, D-Wolf. I cut you
No, I
off.
was gonna say no. I was cutting you off. No, I was gonna build on what you said. Like I learned in film school, and it applies to what you just said. Like you show, don't tell. They teach that in writing class. You show, don't tell in your scripts. So yeah, show the people how to do it. Don't just say, oh, don't listen to this shit anymore. Like, yo, teach your people how to do this. Show us. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And hopefully we get to a point where a lot of rappers do. I feel like some rappers will do it. I feel like, you know, some people will just, you know, they'll say stop the violence or all that stuff just to make it sound cool. Like, hey, I did something, but they're not really doing nothing. But hopefully we'll get to that part. Anybody else got any words to say that? No? Okay. All right. On to our next topic. This probably could have been on the I don't care. I know Shiny Wolf was having trouble, but because I run this up and I did want to talk about it a bit. But I don't know how y'all feel about this, but there's been like this whole dispute about people going overseas to find wives because they feel like American women is just not cutting it. And you know, I wanted, you know, people's thoughts on that. Do y'all feel like them going overseas to find wives is a good thing, or is it something that people should worry about?
So for me, because you know, I mean, I've seen this before. I've heard it before. Apparently, it's the argument that American women are like too individualistic. You know what I'm saying? Like they all about the money. They all about you know, not following traditions and shit like that, because you know the Western society has basically empowered them to be men, basically to have their own ambition and shit like that. And it's like with other cultures. In other cultures, they're more about that traditional shit. They're more about being like a housewife and things like that. That's why you hear a lot of niggas overrate like Dominican women and shit like that, and they be saying, oh, you know, they're not as sassy and shit like that, or that one hypocritical shit where like they say, oh, black women are to this, black women are to that, but then like when a Hispanic woman does it, it's sexy, it's exotic. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. I think it's
Right.
anti-blackness. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just straight up anti-blackness. And when it comes to this particular topic, I think that it's not going to get them anywhere, because even like a lot of the women abroad, they look up to the women, you know, not even look up to the women, but you know, they see the women that, you know, are empowered by, you know, Western society. Like, you know, this shit is mainstream. This shit is worldwide. So so if they really think that that the grass is greener on the other side when it comes to like a foreign woman other than like an American woman, they're in for a very rude awakening, because that shit can be, you know, picked up at any time. You know that one show, what's it called, 90 Day Fiance or whatever?
Yeah.
So the dude, you remember the dude with no neck that's married, that was like married to that that was trying to marry that one Asian chick or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, like she's a foreigner. You know what I'm saying? And it's very obvious that she's a foreigner. But you know, it got to a point where like she realized her worth. You know what I'm saying? Because he was high key treating her like shit, and she wasn't having that shit anymore. And you know, it was, and you could say that she probably picked up on the fact that yo, this nigga ain't shit. And you know, if it was any other woman, they would have been left his ass. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I feel like with this particular topic, a lot of those men that think that the grass is greener on the other side there, they're just fooling themselves. Because at the end of the day, it can always backfire. That's what I think.
I would like to talk.
Go ahead.
Am I on this topic? Because this topic is really like male associated.
It's me. Oh,
No, woman's opinion on this is kind of crucial.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I just want to point out something. The fact that a man in America can find a wife overseas, does anyone see that as suspect in any way, shape, or form? Because let's think about this. When you travel, when most people travel, they're downplaying how Americans are, well, not downplaying, they're over exaggerating how rude Americans are. They're not even looking at all the ethnicities because I'm of Caribbean descent. I was born on American soil, but my mannerism is a little bit different. Now, I'm not in every American home, okay? So everyone is different. They're unique in their own way. But I find it strange that even when I went to Barbados, just because I was American, they were quick to say how rude I was. People like I forgot the comedian's name. He was saying that even though he has all these children, all these different women, he still wants his child to be disciplined in Africa. Africa is a different place.
Michael Blackson.
Yeah, that idiot. So
Damn.
yeah, I found it interesting. It's okay to make money here, but when it comes to raising your children, you want to carry them back to America. I mean, sorry, to Africa. That just shows that you do not know how to parent your child. You should be able to raise your child any fucking where in the world. So that just shows your lack of parenting. Now, with that said, any man that can say to himself, I'm going to find me a wife overseas, pay attention to the fuckery. What does America have? It has money. Don't think that you're going to come to America one time with your wife and not lose her. She's going to get everything that her family has coached her to do. Even in my family, okay? Once they had an American man, it was about the green card, nothing else. All right? Some family members, not all family members. But it is what the fuck it is. Pay attention. I'm not saying that true love does not exist and your true one does not, it might not be in America, it might be overseas, but never for one time think that if you're looking for a wife that you think has all the mannerism in the world and is this perfect boxed up wife for you to just go in and everything's going to be fine, you're delusional. Because let's say this, you find a wife there and everything's okay in her country and they're perfect, right? How come she can't find a perfect husband in her own country that represents her culture? If Americans are known worldwide to be rude and disgusting, but they have a lot of money, what the fuck do you think you look like to her? A well-mannered man?
Nope.
Bingo. So anyone thinking that they can get a wife overseas and everything's going to be so perfect, guess what? Every fucking marriage needs a foundation, and the cultural differences just may be the nail in the coffin, so to speak, because they already think down on you just because you have one thing in your name, American.
yo, I have thoughts. Are you done? I don't
Yep.
want to interrupt.
Huh?
Yo, okay. Um, as These guys are bitches. That's what I say. These guys are bitches because history tells us how easy it is to get a foreigner because foreigners love foreigners. Okay, you go to these other countries, most of the time they love that you're from America. All this stuff, they're taking the easy route instead of and this is for everyone. I don't care, black, white, whatever race you are, right? You should have a certain amount of pride and love for your own fucking women. So if they're going the wrong way, if you're American and you see American women are going the wrong way, I don't care what color, what creed, whatever. If you're American and you see your woman, your job as the man here, remember, we're supposed to be the leaders, right? As the man here, keep your dick in your pants and teach these women, teach them. Tell them, you ain't getting, you want this lavish life? You want this? You see what I'm capable of. You see create this. Sorry, I cut out. You see what I can create. You see what my wealth can do. You see what my job is, right?